Hi, everyone. Welcome and happy 2019. Happy New Year. I feel like it's been a long time since I did a video. I was trying to do a webinar today, but that didn't work out. So I decided I will sit down here and I will make a video for you so we can reconnect and we can start the flow of questions that you may have so I can post videos for you and you can learn about tarot, astrology, divination in general, magic, whatever question you have. So feel free to always send your questions. My email is carolina@caroamor.com and I will put that email address at the bottom of this video so you can send me your questions if you have any after you watch the video or if you have any about divination in general. So today let's get to the basics, okay? I wanted to talk about, if you are starting your journey with divination and you want to inquire into cards, whether you choose a tarot deck or an oracle deck, how would you do so? So there are big differences about a tarot deck and an oracle deck. A tarot deck is based on a very old system that contains 78 cards. And each of these cards has a meaning and has a story. So when we look at it, we have the major arcana that goes from the Fool to the World, the completion, and then we have the minor arcana that's divided into the 4 suits, the Wands, the Swords, the Pentacles, and the Cups. So you need to have all those components in order to have a tarot deck. And if you are a beginner, I would suggest that you get a deck that has pictures on all the cards. Similar to this, this is the one that I use, the Universal White. But if you don't like this one, there's many variations that do have that format, that you will have a picture in each card. And I say this because sometimes it's hard to do readings with reading cards or with the Marseillaise, where you have 8 cups in a card, and what do 8 cups mean? Unless you know a lot about numerology and symbology, it may be hard for you to read those cards. So that would be my suggestion for you. But again, you are free to choose any deck that does talk to you. If you want to pick an oracle deck, there are many. I feel like in the past 10 years, there has been an explosion of oracle decks. Like when we look at stands, we see maybe one shelf with tarot decks and 20 shelves with oracle decks. Everyone is making an oracle deck. So definitely if you want to work on those, it's fine. One of the ones that I like is this one. For example, when I like, animals, and I have an animal deck, or mermaids, or dogs, or anything that you want, there is an oracle for that. The difference between the tarot deck and the oracle deck is that the oracle deck is the author's creation. So they decide how many cards they want to have. They decide what the meaning for the cards is. They decide how big or small they expand in the meaning of the card. So anytime that you pick a new oracle deck, you will have to learn that deck. You will have to work with those cards. You will have to do everything. So it is important that you know the difference, because when you learn tarot, every deck will have the Fool. Every deck will have, the Hangman. Every deck will have the Emperor, no matter which author. And most of the times, the meanings of those cards will be the same. So once you learn to read one deck, you can switch if you like different art. Like me, I'm a deck collector, so I like playing with different decks. I have an Egyptian deck. I have, many different ones, and I enjoy them. But once you know the cards, you know the meanings, you can read any deck you pick for a tarot deck. The oracle deck is different. Anytime you pick a new one, you will have to learn the deck. You will have to get acquainted with the deck. But like I said in the very beginning, a very important thing for you is you pick one that talks to you. So if you are able to go to a store where you can open the cards and see every card in the deck, I would suggest you do that. I'm lucky enough to work for the Mystic Dream in Walnut Creek here in California, and we have a huge selection of decks. So every time that I want a new deck, I go and I play with the cards. If you don't have that, maybe you can do some research online, see if you like some of the cards of the deck, but that is harder. I have had many times in the past where I buy decks and yeah, the two cards that I saw online, I like, but then when I open the deck, it doesn't talk to me. I don't connect with the other cards. So my suggestion is that you try to see if you can pick a deck that you see all the cards and that the cards show something to you. When we look at cards, we are looking at the symbology of the cards, and they should be like mirrors. When you look at the card, it should tell you a story. It should tell you the meaning. The colors should jump out to you. Definitely something that you have to have that connection. So if that deck doesn't talk to you, if you like the cover but you don't like the cards, it's not the right deck for you. And you may pick one that works for you if you want to work with that deck. Another thing that comes up after you pick one, you have your deck. Now what to do? And in order to learn anything, you have to practice. And so I would suggest you try to pick a card a day. You try to work with the card. And like I say to my students, try not to pick the book first. Try to write down and journal what you see. If you are not into journaling, maybe record it on your phone or speak it out. But try to tap into the meaning of the card before you go to the book. Because the book is just the instructions from the author. It's how the author sees that card. But that card may look so different to you. I had an experience once with a client that told me, like, one of the cards, like the Four of Cups, look for them like it was like the book said that it was like boredom and stagnation. And for me, that card has always been someone that's contemplating what's happening, trying to get their emotions together, trying to see what emotion to choose from. But not about boredom. So again, I don't agree with that interpretation, but that's the interpretation that many authors may have. But at the end of the day, you are the reader, you are the one that has to have that connection with the card. So the meaning has to have meaning for you. So I suggest that first you work with them, then you can go to the book and get some more ideas. You can read multiple books if you want. One of the ones that I suggest for beginners is Tarot for Yourself. I enjoyed that book because it takes Tarot as a self-development tool and not so much as a prediction tool. But that is one suggestion. Like I said, practice makes perfect. And the first step is just go out and get that deck. And once you get the deck, we can talk more about how to get to a normal practice, how to develop, how to grow, and how to make it your own tool. So I hope you have a great night. I hope to see you soon, and send me your questions. Have a good night.